your skin, big BANISH.
Hello, Perfect Beauties. My name is Daisy, and this is Theresa Roemer.
Yes.
You might have seen her on TV, and you might have seen her amazing closet.
World's largest closet.
World's largest closet. I think I've replayed that video like 5-10 times, like when I want to inspire myself to like work harder. Just, like,
don't mind the red face.
Don't mind the red face.
We just did a wonderful BANISH tutorial.
We did. So check that out on Theresa's channel.
But this is amazing. Like, I love it. I love it already. So don't mind me with no makeup. It's just that we've just...
No, we don't. Here we're all real. Like, that's what we're going to talk about today.
All day long.
So Theresa is very successful. She's a philanthropist, entrepreneur, social media star, all that kind of stuff, as well as a mom and a wife and grandma, and my gosh, she has so much energy too.
I do. Like, I know. I have friends that are like, can you just bottle that energy and like give it to me?
Yeah.
They're like, we don't know where you get it from.
Yeah. So I want to know, really, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Where do I begin?
Okay.
Basically, I have been an entrepreneur my whole life. It started out as a little kid, you know, milking cows, then getting a newspaper route, and then just, you know, from there, I was just telling a friend of mine yesterday, we were filming together, it was just like, she's like, oh, I started working before you did, and I'm like, think again, girlfriend, because I started milking cows at 9. And then when we moved to the city, I started delivering newspapers when I was like in the 7th grade, and then, you know, bussing tables, and lifeguarding, and waitressing, and like, I've worked my whole life. I don't know what it's like to not work, and I love it. I love to work. I love to be busy. My schedule is probably 100 times busier than most people's, but I love it. I love it. I just do. And so, like she said, I'm a huge philanthropist. I work at philanthropy every single day. The world's largest closet is also the closet that continually gives back, because I wanted to build a closet so big that I could actually hold the events in the closet, because that's where the women want to be. Women love beauty, women love fashion, so what better place? Because women would always go, can we just go hang out in your closet? I'd be like, well, we're gonna go sit on the floor in my closet and drink champagne. Okay, you know, so we would, but I thought, this is ridiculous. I should have a closet big enough to have it be a venue, because that's where women want to spend their time. So I built a champagne barn in there. So it's 3,000 square feet, 3 floors. We hold events in there all the time for different charity groups. It's so much fun. Women love it. I also do a TV show called Conversations in the Closet, where I actually interview celebrities and well-known people in the closet. We get the scoop, we get the dirty scoop. And then, like you said, social media. I'm on social media like crazy, always working there. I used to own a chain of health clubs until sold those, became a self-made millionaire at the age of 40. But I didn't stop, you know, it's like, I didn't just make the money and go, oh, I'm done. I'm like, I want is like, okay, where do I make another million, you know?
Keep hustling.
So I think it's like the wealthy just want to get wealthier, you know? I don't think
get richer.
I don't think anybody ever said, oh, I'm rich enough, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting, because you think you're going to hit a point where you're like, I made it, and then you're like, wait, there's so much more I can do, right?
Right. So, yeah, I've never heard a millionaire say they didn't want to make more money, you know, because then they want to be a billionaire. You know? I'm just busy. I never let the grass grow under my feet. I'm always busy. I feel like God has blessed me to be on this earth every single day. I need to wake up and make things happen.
Yeah.
As long as I have a pulse, I have a purpose.
That's great. I love that. So what would you say are 5 of the reasons why you became a millionaire at 40? You
know, I think it started when I was little, but I know it really started when I was 16. I was here in LA on vacation with my family. I was a little girl in Nebraska at the time. Maybe we'd already moved to Wyoming, I can't remember. Anyways, I remember standing in Beverly Hills taking pictures of celebrities' homes, these big, massive, beautiful homes, right? And my mother came up to me one time and she's like, why are you taking pictures of all these homes? And I said, because someday I'm going to live in a house just like these.
Wow.
And she was like, okay. And so at 16, I said, I'm going to be somebody someday, and I'm going to live in a house like this someday. And I'm just, you know, I just put it in the universe.
You manifested.
I manifested it. I put it. And even though it didn't happen when I was 20 or 22 or 26 or 30, I never gave up. I was like, it's going to happen. I don't know when,
right,
but it's going to happen because I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep thinking about it. It's right there. I'm never going to give up on it. And so regardless of whether I was just married or just a mom or just teaching aerobics or being a personal trainer or, you know, even when I owned my gyms, I was like, oh, I'm at the top of my game. Look at me, you know. But yet when I sold my health clubs, because I said, why would I want to sell my health clubs? I'm living my dream. This is all I ever wanted to do. And she said, well, aren't you allowed more than one dream in life? So like, you have your company, BANISH, you know? What if someday somebody came and said, I want to buy your company? And you're like, no. Oh, excuse me, how much? Sure, it's yours. On to the next project, right?
Yeah.
What's another dream? What's another goal? And so that's the way I have to look at things is, you know, somebody said the other day, oh, you climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. Do you want to go climb it again? I'm like, no, I don't need to prove that again. I already did it. That was something I achieved. It was a goal. I did it. What's another one? You know, so to me, it's all about checking off those goals. And just, you know, don't just stop at one. Keep going. Like, you know, somebody said, oh, describe the most fascinating things in your life. You know, your biggest achievements. And I'm like, oh my God, I have so many. You have time? You know, because, you know, I don't think you should be defined by one achievement in your life. I think you should have many achievements that you're proud of, you know? I think
manifesting.
You don't disregard your dreams. I think dreams are not just dreams. Dreams are goals.
Wow.
So pay attention to your goals. Get the eye of the tiger. I mean, if you seriously want it to be a goal and you want to achieve it, you have to stay focused.
Stay focused.
Focused. You have to stay focused. And don't let anybody sway you from your dream or your goal. Do not say, you know what, guess what? This is my dream. This is my goal. Get out of my picture, you know, because no one should have the right to tell you that your dream or your goal is not important.
Could you give an example of how you were able to stay focused and like block out the noise or people maybe who were trying to distract you from your goal? Or
I can remember it my whole life. You know, I remember having a mom that always told me that I was never going to be anything great. Like, I would say, oh, I'm going to do this, and she's like, oh, sure, okay, you know. And so I don't know if that helped me become an overachiever.
So trying to prove.
Because I was constantly trying to prove, oh, watch me, yes I can, you know, whether it was sports or whatever it was. It was like always like, I can do this. I'm going to show you I can do this. And so that's probably fighting words for me for when somebody says, oh, you can't do that. Oh, watch me.
Watch me, like,
That just gives me fuel, right?
Yes, exactly.
So I just think you have to pay attention to your dreams and goals, stay focused, don't let anyone sway you either direction, stay consistent.
Oh, consistent, yes.
Consistency is huge.
Yes, so, okay, so one of the core values at BANISH we had to put on there is consistency.
Yes.
Because sometimes we would start something, have a great idea, and then like 2 months later, what happened? And we're always like, okay, was that people overestimate what they can do in a day, but underestimate what they can do in a year. And I think nothing great in this world can be achieved without consistency. Yes.
Very true. Very true.
Consistency.
You know, I do coaching classes and everything, and always somebody will come to me and they'll be like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I've got ideas for this and this, and then I look at it and go, wow, slow down. Okay, I'm glad that you've got all of this in ideas, but let's make it a little smaller and get focused on one thing, and once we achieve that one, then we can start knocking off the other ones, you know. But you've got to, sometimes when you're too scattered and you've got too much going on, you can't focus on one thing, so then you're just like trying to do all of this and you're not really achieving anything. You're busy, but you're not focused. You're not focused, you're not achieving anything, you know.
What are some tips you can tell the audience to stay consistent? Is there anything you do to help you stay consistent?
You pick out something of importance and you just focus on that every day. You might get distracted with many things, but you got to stay focused on that one thing and figure out, how am I going to make this one thing real? You know, if I just think about it every day, that's not going to make it real. I've got to put into action something that's going to make it real. And we all get distracted. God forbid we all get distracted. So what helps me is I have this huge dry erase board that's on wheels.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
No, it's huge. Yeah. But what helps me and my assistant is that I constantly, everything's on that board. Because sometimes before I had that board, I would be like, because my mind goes 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, mine.
You know, and I'm always thinking. And sometimes I think so fast that I always think I've told him about it, but yet it's still in my head, but I'm another like 10 steps ahead already. And I'm like, well, why didn't you do that? And he's like, you didn't tell me. Like, I didn't know about it. And I'm like, didn't I tell you about it? And he's like, no, you never told me. So my mind is always like thinking. So it was his idea one day. He said, I think what would help is if we got this big dry erase board, we could like move it all over the office, whatever. But it would help us stay focused because I'm just so far ahead all the time in everything I'm thinking about and doing. And so sure enough, this dry erase board, we put every project on there, we put deadlines on there, we put stuff that we want to work on over here. I mean, it helps us stay so focused so that you never lose track of that one thing that we really have to make happen now.
Right. And I think the deadlines is important, having a deadline.
Huge. I mean, you've got to put deadlines on there. Otherwise, you'll procrastinate.
Right.
Everyone likes to procrastinate.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Never gets done. Never gets done.
Yeah. I think what helps me and my team is we set reoccurring schedules. So or even like working out, I'll be like, okay, if that's my goal, then I need to 7 a.m. I'm going to sign up for this class.
It's another appointment.
It's another appointment. So if you schedule it, you'll go. But if you're like, I'll do it whenever.
I don't even schedule it. It's an appointment in my book.
Yeah.
It's an appointment. So that appointment to work out is just as important as the appointment I had with you today.
Right, exactly.
I mean, like, don't change it.
Don't change it.
It's an appointment. Go do it. You have to do it. Yep.
Right. And for me, it was kind of like when I started the business, I was so focused on like I have to work out every morning because I was like, if I let that appointment slide in my life, what else will you let slide? So it's so important that you're very consistent.
And working out is so important because it helps your mind stay fresh.
Oh, it's my meditation.
Yes, yeah. Like I can't even imagine my day without working out because it's like, that's my oxygen to my brain. It helps me think better. It helps me create better. It helps your mood. You're not as grouchy towards your employees. Working out is like so vital. And it helps your confidence.
Yeah.
Huge.
You get that endorphin rush.
You feel so much better about yourself on the inside. So not only do you look better on the outside, but you feel better on the inside. And that's huge.
Yeah.
We talked about
manifest.
Not giving up on your dreams and goals. You always have to have those. Staying focused, staying consistent, never letting anyone sway you either way, and telling you your dream or goal is not good enough or how stupid that you're going to do that or whatever. You know, I say don't pay attention to people, and that's my big thing in life. Is I get so much hate, mail, bullying. I don't care what you call it. I mean, I call it fans because they take the time to find me. They take the time to watch me.
Right.
Then they take the time to write their hateful message.
Right.
And I'm like, first of all, thank you for finding me. Second of all, thank you for watching my video because it just paid me.
Increasing the engagement. Right.
Third of all, thank you for your hateful comment because it's just more comments and more engagement, So I don't really call them haters, I call them fans because if they really hated me, they would forget that I even exist on this earth, right? So for those of you out there that want to deal, how to deal with the haters when it comes to your creating and your brands and all, just don't pay attention to them. I always tell, if you never listen to anything I say, remember this one phrase: your opinion of me will never change my life. Your opinion of me will never change my life because I don't let their opinions sway me, hurt me. I'm like, guess what? This is my life. This is what God gave me. God gave all of us life, okay? So I'm living my best life. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not breaking the law. I'm doing my own thing. I'm not telling you how to live your life, so don't tell me how to live mine. So your opinion of me will never change my life. So you can sit there and hate on me and say all the horrible, hateful things you want to say, but it's not going to change me. I'm still going to do my thing. I'm still going to get in your face until you get off my channel. I mean, like, so...
That's great.
No, and I get asked this by probably, I don't know how many teenagers on a daily basis that look up to me. They're just like, oh, I'm getting bullied at school, or, I want to come out and tell my family I'm gay, but I'm not strong enough. And I'm like, do it. It's your bet. This is your life. This is not dress rehearsal, guys. This is life. This is the real deal. We don't get to come back and do it over or change it or say, hey, I need to redo those last couple years because I didn't do it right. This is the real deal. And you never know when God's going to call you home. So just get out there and live your best life every single day and don't pay attention to other people.
Wow. I love it. So how did you develop this confidence? Have you always had it, or was it kind of a...
You know, I think I had it when I was younger. But I grew up in a family where we were verbally, mentally, and physically abused. Back then, I don't think they called it abuse. I think they called it, oh, just sweep it under the rug. She must have deserved it. Now they call it child abuse. And so I think, I don't know, I was just so strong. You know, I was rebellious. I was like, if my mom broke my hand, you know, I came back with, you can't do that to me. You know, I just was a very strong person. But I remember after graduating from high school, I married a man that was abusive. And he didn't hit me the first time until our honeymoon, the night of our wedding.
Wow.
That was the first time I got hit. And I spent 7 years in that relationship. And I think I must have thought it was okay because I was abused by my mother. So I guess it's okay to be abused by him, right? Until he almost killed me one night in a closet. And I remember getting out of that relationship. And so when people tell you, oh, why didn't you get out of that relationship? It's not as easy as you think.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you're in the middle of that relationship, it is so toxic, and it is so, they know how to brainwash you. They tell you, oh, it's your fault. You pushed me into, you pushed me past my limit. It's your fault, you know. So then you start thinking you really did deserve it, you know. So I understand when it comes to domestic violence. I had been there. I know how hard it is to get out of there, but getting out is the best thing you can possibly do. Truly, it's the best thing you can do. And if you need help, you get out there and get help to get yourself out of that situation. But once I got out of that relationship, he made me feel like I wasn't worthy of even breathing the same air that you breathe. And so I did go to counseling because I felt like I needed somebody to help me figure out in my head, because the years of brainwashing from my mother and then of course from my husband. And so I tell people, if you need counseling, go to it. It's an amazing thing. You know, sometimes you just need someone to talk to. That's all you need. But boy, once I got out of that relationship, I just became strong. I'm like, I'm just, you know, I remember one of my first employers as a single mother. I was teaching aerobics and my brother had passed away, and I used to come to the aerobics class every day and I'd be crying, and my boss would see me. This was long before I became a personal trainer and a gym owner, but he would see me, and finally he pulled me into the office one day and he said, I don't want to be mean, but you've got to stop this. Like, I know your brother died, but you literally need to come to work every day, leave your problems outside the door. You need to come in, put a smile on your face, be an Academy Award-winning actress, I don't care, but you need to come in here and smile and make these people feel good, because they all have problems too. And then there was always this one woman that picked on me. She would complain about me every day after class, and finally he told me, he said, quit paying attention to this one woman. She's never going to like you. She's never going to like you. You could stand on your head, blow bubbles out your nose, cross your eyes, and spit, and she's just never going to like you. She's not. And he said, pay attention to the other 99 people in the class, not just her. And so when I started doing that, I was like blocking her out. She ended up becoming my friend. But anyways, so I quit, you know, crying when I would go to class and everything. And so it taught me that, you know, we all have problems in life.
I love that.
We all have people that aren't going to like us in life, but you know what? Just rise above it. Rise above it.
Especially, you know, running a business. Everyone has issues, right? At home, family, and I say, you know, when you're at work, you have to be at work.
You have to be.
Leave the stuff at home, because we have customers and people depending on us. We can't give them a bad experience. We can't give them bad problems. There's some days I don't want to, you know, be there. I'll be honest. There's some days I just don't want to be there. But of course, you know what?
We all have bad days.
Exactly. So
but yeah, I mean, like, everyone's got a story. Everybody's going through something. It could be somebody just lost a child, like I did. It could be somebody just went through a divorce. Somebody's battling cancer. I mean, like, everyone's got a story, and you never know if the person sitting next to you has a worse story than what you've got. Because people always say, how did you get past the death of your son? I'm like, believe me, it was the hardest. Like, that was the only time I ever felt like contemplating suicide, because the pain was so unreal. But to me, suicide is so selfish. It's the most selfish thing I think you can do on this earth, but that's another story. Everyone's got a story, and so when I think of my son and how I lost my son, I know there's parents out there that have lost all of their children in a house fire, or they've lost a couple kids to cancer. I mean, like, everybody's got a story, and so just when you think your story's the worst and you want to sit and have a pity party and sit in the corner and cry, get over yourself. You know, there are parents sitting out there with their babies in hospitals battling leukemia and cancer at 3 years old. You know, so I always say to people, there's people out there that have it worse than you do.
Right.
And I don't mean to sound like I'm heartless. It's just that when you've been there and life has dealt you the most horrible thing you can do, which is bury your own child, you start to realize, even though you've lost your baby, when you spend time in hospitals and when you spend time with people that are battling cancer, like, because I live in Houston, Texas, so we have MD Anderson cancer. When you go spend time out there, when you get out of your house and quit having your pity party, and you get out there and you spend time at funeral homes or at the cancer centers or wherever, you start to realize there's a whole bunch of people out there that are experiencing horribleness every single day.
Right. And I remember my mom had breast cancer, and we go to the oncology unit where they do the chemo, and to see how much shit people had to go through to maybe survive another year or 2 years in your life, you're like, oh my gosh, like, why am I not living my best life? Because people are doing everything they can to just live another few months, right?
Yes.
So, it really changed my perspective.
So I try to tell people every day, just because that's what, like I said, people are like, where do you get your energy? Well, you know, why do you have such a desire to, like, do so much in life? And I'm like, because like I said, as long as I have a pulse, I have a purpose. And I have a purpose to be the best that I can be and fulfill all of my work, which I don't even know how much it all is, but, like, surely God's let me live this long, so apparently I have a lot of work. I have a lot more work left to do. I wake up every day and I say, okay, what am I going to do today? How am I going to change someone's life today? Who am I going to put a smile on their face today? Like, you know, I just look forward to every single day, because, like I said, when I lost my 19-year-old son, I was like, wow, if God can take my 19-year-old son, he can take me any minute.
Right.
So I'm not wasting one day.
Right, and I love how you use that experience to, like, fuel you to be who you are, right?
Right.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Thanks. So what would you say top productivity hacks? Or if you feel like you're in a rut, or if you feel like not that confident or whatever, like, what do you do to get you out of that rut?
That's a good question.
Are you just never in a rut?
I'm never.
Never mind.
I don't know if I'm ever in a rut. There are times where I feel like I'm not being as productive as I should be or could be. And so I have to take a step back and I look at that big board. I think everyone needs a visual board.
A visual board.
Everyone needs a visual board. I don't care if it's called a wish list. I don't care what you're going to call it. But I call it my visual board. I think everyone needs one, because I think a lot of us, and especially in today's times with technology and electronics and everything, you know, we're on our phones and our iPads nonstop, but I think with everything we're doing, because we're always multitasking and we're always trying to get so much done in our day, we lose focus sometimes. And so that's when that visual board helps you come back to, oh my gosh, I was supposed to work on this today.
Right.
It's 10 o'clock tonight. Oh my God, I never got that done. You know, because we're so busy. And whether you're married and have kids and, you know, after school activities and your job yourself and all, I mean, everything we're constantly doing, we lose focus sometimes on what we're supposed to get done that day or what we wanted to get done. So even though it's in your phone and it's an appointment, we get busy.
Right.
Life gets in the way. And so that visual board for me is
visual board.
Check it off, check it off, check it off. Yes, we got it done.
Everyone has to go make a visual board, right?
And it doesn't have to be a big
not on wheels.
Dry erase on wheels like mine, but just some kind of a visual board. It could be a little tiny chalkboard. It could be, I don't care. I mean, just a piece of paper that's got your list on it. I don't care, but I mean, it helps be able to go back that periodically through the day and go, oh my God, I didn't even get that done.
So how has it been being a woman in business? Have you?
Well, you know, back in the day when I was a health club owner, it was unheard of for a woman to be a health club owner. It was very much a man's world. Like and we're talking back in the days of Corey Everson, you know, I mean, like, this is in the 80s and early 90s. Some of you weren't born yet. But it was very unheard of for a woman to be in that industry. And so I'd always wanted to own my own health clubs, and being a personal trainer and being in aerobics and everything my whole life. And so when I got into it, I took a lot of flack from a lot of guys. I would get members of my health clubs going, "Oh, so who's your sugar daddy?" And I'd be like, what?
Like, who's financing this?
Right, like, who's financing this? Because surely a woman can't do this. And so I'd be like, well, my sugar daddy's called First American Bank, and I got an SBA loan with them, and I'm making payments.
Yeah.
So there's my sugar daddy, you know. So, I mean, it just, I took a lot of flack in the early days of, there's got to be a man behind the scenes, because surely a woman cannot do this.
You know, people ask me, they're like, is it you? Is it your company? Like, they'll say that, and I know they're trying to be like, are you actually running the business?
Yeah.
Like, doing all that? I'm like, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Surely there's a man.
Surely there's a
dad,
man.
or an uncle, or a boyfriend.
Yeah,
or,
rich husband.
Yeah. So I think it's really sad that even to this day, and we're at 2000, almost going into 2019.
Yes.
That men, especially men, and I'm not being a hater on men, but I find it very offensive that men still think that. It's really sad, because women have come a long, long way, and we have proven that we are just as good at business as men are, sometimes even better.
Yep.
And so, like I said, back in my day, there was a lot of hurdles to overcome, because they just didn't believe that a woman could be capable of being successful. And what was so funny is the gentleman that purchased my health club chain, the chain is no longer in existence. Why? Because he didn't know how to run it. He didn't know how to run it. He didn't know how to run it. It was probably some rich kid that decided, oh, this is what I want to do, and didn't go anywhere. He didn't know how to run it. He was not a business person. So I kind of laugh, because I'm like, see? But yeah, that was probably been my biggest hurdle. But I think you're always going to run into people that don't believe that you're capable of doing it. And whether it's because you're a woman or what, I don't know, but there's always those people out there that don't think that you're capable of doing it, and you just have to show them wrong.
You just have to show them wrong. Yeah, I feel like when I started my business, like, people thought it was cute. Like, oh my gosh,
oh, look what she's doing. She's got a little hobby.
Like, yeah. A little hobby, and then, you know, and then it got to a little point where I felt like some people in that industry wanted to talk to me, because they thought, wow, maybe she actually has.
She might know
something, right? But I still feel like every day I have to almost defend myself.
Prove yourself.
Prove myself. Always proving, and sometimes I think I'm the face of the company, but someone else is managing all the back. No. I know every single thing that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better.
You better. And I think that's very important, right?
Right.
Because I think sometimes some women, they will delegate a side of that, you know, to some.
Well, my mother used to tell me, do what you do best and hire out the rest. But one of the things that I hated to do was the bookkeeping, right? I hate numbers. I'm like, oh. So I'd be like, I'm just going to hire that out. And my mother said, even if you hire it out once a week, just for 1 hour, you need to sit down with her, you need to look at your books and go through the books, because a bookkeeper is the one person in your company that can rob you blind and you not even know it. Because most of us don't like to do bookkeeping. But I can't tell you how many of my friends and people that I know have been literally robbed blind from their bookkeepers, and it went on for like years. And now they're like, oh my God, we just fired our bookkeeper, and now we're going to press charges. You know, she's embezzled over $500,000. And I'm like, why? Why didn't, you know, well, she was my husband's assistant for 10 years. We trusted her. So you can trust people, but you gotta pay attention to every aspect of your business. Every aspect, whether you want to or not.
Right, yeah. And that's actually not an uncommon
It's
scenario.
not uncommon at all.
I've heard that before.
It is so common. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. And so my mother put the fear of God in me. I was like, whoa. I'm like, so I did, whether I liked it or not. Once a week, I sat there at least for an hour, went over payroll, went over, you know, invoices, everything. And, you know, she had to have my signature to sign off on things. So, but most people don't. They just trust, oh yeah, go pay the bills, sure.
Yeah. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So what would you, final words of advice give to our audience who are suffering with acne or not feeling confident in themselves or unsure of themselves, what would you tell them?
Well, go get a BANISH kit. I'm just looking at my skin, look at the redness is going away. I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to put makeup on. But already, this has like made me feel so much better about my skin today even. And I don't even have bad skin, you know.
Yeah,
but, you know, guys, you just need to wake up every day. And, you know, I do a thing on my YouTube channel called Motivational Mondays. And, you know, people just look forward to those days because I look forward to Monday like it's the birth of a new day. It's the birth of a new week. You know, most people hate Mondays because they're like, oh, I got to go back to work. They just dread Mondays. And that's the one day a week I love. Like, I cannot wait till Monday comes because I'm like, oh, what am I going to have happen this week? Woo! You know, I just feel like it's like my clean slate, and it gives me a whole new week of making things happen and achieving certain things. So I just tell people, wake up every day and live your best life because you never know when it's going to end.
Wake up every day and live your best life.
Even if you don't feel like it, just wake up and go.
Fake it till you make it. Right?
Whatever. But you know, I think sometimes we spend so much time having pity parties for ourselves, and there's no reason for it. I mean, sure, there might be days where I wake up and I just don't feel the greatest, but I'm like, hey, you know, drink me some vitamins, do some stuff, you know, quit feeling sorry for yourself. It could be worse. You could be laying in a hospital fighting for your life over cancer or whatever. Yes. So, you know, so bad you got a headache today and a sore throat. You know?
Yeah.
But I'm one of those people, I don't care. Even if I'm sick, I'm working. I just, you know, because it's like, I can either be laying in bed feeling sorry for myself, or I can be being productive.
Right. And that'll
if I'm productive, I'm not thinking about how bad I feel.
Right, exactly. So no days off for you.
I don't like days off. You know, Sunday is actually my busiest day.
Oh, wow.
Sundays are my busiest day because Sunday is the day that no one's bothering me. Like, no one bothers me on a Sunday. My phone doesn't ring. There's no messages, like very little mail. I'm like, Sunday, like nobody bothers me. I get so much done on Sundays. They're like, wow. Aren't you supposed to rest on Sunday? And I'm like, no. No, maybe Saturday, you know, but Sunday is not a rest day for me. Sunday is like my catch up on everything I'm behind on, get just caught up, just, I don't know, just that's my day. I brainstorm even more and I come up with new ideas so that Monday, boom, here we go again. So yeah, I don't take
even when I'm on vacation, I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, vacation. You know what? I love working on, I don't call it work. Probably when I'm on vacation, but like when I'm gonna go to Cabo for Christmas, right? I can guarantee you when I come back from Cabo, my assistant's gonna hate me.
Yeah, like so much.
Because when I finally like start to let my mind relax a little bit,
you just goes crazy, right? Oh my gosh.
My mind goes crazy. I have way more ideas, so much to do. Like it's just like he's probably gonna hate me. Like seriously, because he's gonna go, how did you come up with all this? And I'm like, I was laying there by the beach.
I'm just thinking about it.
Relaxing, and all of it just flooded into my head, you know. So I do believe in taking breaks, because I do believe sometimes our minds get overstimulated and we can't think properly. So I do believe sometimes it's good to take that little break, even if it's a staycation at a hotel maybe.
I love that, just like to think.
Yeah, but I think sometimes you do have to kind of like shut your brain down for a minute, let it kind of recharge, and you will be amazed at how much new stuff will just come into your head like that.
It's so funny because I was getting a massage the other day and my head was just spinning with ideas.
I'm the worst at massages. No, I'm the worst at massages because, you know, a massage, you're supposed to relax.
Yeah.
Teresa, don't talk. Teresa, get off your phone. Teresa, relax. I'm like, you just do what you're supposed to be doing. I'm going to be doing what I'm doing. I'm answering.
You're on your phone. Like when you do that.
I'm FaceTiming. And my massage therapist, Jovi's like, Teresa, this is your time to relax. And I'm like, Jovi, just work on my muscles, get that knot out, just leave me alone, I'm working.
It's so funny. It's funny because when I get my eyelashes, you know, because you're closing your eyes and I can't go on my phone.
Right.
I'll be listening to like podcasts or audiobooks at 2 times the speed because I'm like, you know, this is my time to like listen to these books.
I can't do anything with my eyes closed. That's why I wear fake eyelashes. Put them on when I want them, take them off. No, because I'm always, I'm the worst. I don't relax very much.
I don't relax either. It's funny when you say your assistant's gonna hate you when you come back, because I got feedback as a boss that like they're like, Daisy, you want to do all these things all at once? And I'm like, well, yeah, like come on, like they're like, we have to take it one at a time. I'm like, okay, so I've had to learn how to like slow it down a little bit.
But my assistant knows. He's like, Theresa just never slows down. He's like, I come to work and she wants all of this done in one day, and I'm like, of course.
Wow, well, it's great that he.
But I know what's possible. It's not like I'm putting out there unrealistic goals. Like, I know we're capable of getting all this done. Like, you know, I'm getting ready to go to Mexico, so we have to make sure we have all of my videos done and in the vault before I leave for Mexico, because they have to be uploaded and on while I'm gone or out of the country or whatever, you know. So I like coming to LA this weekend, you know, I had stuff that had to get. There's a post that's going up tonight. Am I in Texas right now? No, I'm here. Yeah. But it's already been in the vault. Yeah. So I'm like constantly, what has to be knocked out? You know, just I know what we have to get done in a day, and it's not unrealistic what I put out there. But he knows. But I feed him lunch. I spoil him anyway. So I'm like, it's not like. And he says, "Oh my God, it's so much fun coming to work for you, because I come to work in this beautiful home. You know, we one minute we're at Ulta spending thousands of dollars, the next minute we're decorating the house for Christmas. I mean, like he says, every day it's something different. But it's like, how could you not love this job? You know, it's fun.
Yeah, and
we're very productive.
And I love your work ethic too, because I was like, oh, you're going to be at a red carpet event the night before. Like, are you going to be able to do this video, you know, early in the morning? And you're like, yep, I'm there. I'm in the lobby. I'm like ready to go. I'm like, wow, she's on top of it. Like, I like that.
And some people hate working with me because they're like, you're so organized. My thing is I'm flying in to do an event. How much work can I get done while I'm there?
How much can I squeeze in?
Exactly. No, and that's what it was. So, you know, yesterday I landed. One of my social media influencers picked me up at the airport. We filmed yesterday afternoon. She dropped me off at 5:30. I got ready for my red carpet event. Started at 7. I did that. Fell asleep last night. Got up this morning, filming with you. Here in another hour and a half or so, I'm filming with another social media influencer on Rodeo Drive. I get done with that. I've got a dinner event tonight.
Oh my
And then tomorrow morning, another social media influencer arrives, and I film with her, and then she takes me to the airport, and boom, I'm out.
Oh, wow.
So I don't let the grass grow under my feet. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to be in LA, do I just fly in and fly out, or do I make it really worth my while? You know, so I'm like, okay. I could have just flown in yesterday, did my red carpet event, and flown out this morning. But I thought, no, who can I work with? What can I do? Right. Boom, boom, boom. It's business, right? So 2 days, knock out a bunch of business. And so.
That's so great. So inspirational. That's so great. You have just so much energy and hustle and.
Yeah, but I'm like, I look at every day as a work day of like, what can I make, you know, where's the why and what can I do today for my business, you know? So just like with BANISH, but you're also on social media, so that's another job, you know? So just being on social media and making sure your brand gets out there, and that's what my filming with all these social media influencers is all about. It's my brand, and I've got to get out there, and I've got to make it grow, and you know, so yeah, it's always
well, I love it. I love the hustle. Thank you so much for being on my channel. I know you have another job.
Got to get makeup on.
So please tell the audience where they can find you.
Oh, I'm everywhere on social media. First of all, you can find me World's Largest Closet if you Google me that way. But I'm TheresaRoemer.com. I'm on Instagram at Theresa.Roemer. My YouTube channel is Theresa Roemer. I'm Facebook, Snapchat. I'm everywhere.
You also have a candle line, right?
I have a candle line, I have a fitness wear line, I have a pillow line.
So you can go, I'll put all the links, you can shop all her merch.
Yes, yes.
Great.
Thank you for having me. Yes,